On this episode of Make It Real, One Day Build Edition, we're going to try making a functional Han Solo DL-44 blaster. Now, one of the most common questions I get asked is how do I come up with these ideas? They're obviously from movies or video games, but where do I get the inspiration to actually build it in real life? And honestly, it's just from the world around me. It's just how my brain works. I see how things work and I just want to start combining them mentally in my head. I think it's called low latent inhibition. For example, last Sunday I was wandering around a hardware store.
Wait a second.
When I discovered you can buy flare guns. Naturally, I bought a few thinking it might be useful for some kind of project. When I got back to the shop, I started thinking that a flare gun shooting almost looks like a blaster from Star Wars. Since Solo just came out, I figured it was worth a shot. Now, if you haven't guessed by my name, the Hacksmith, I like hacking components together. We almost always start with some kind of existing base for our projects, whether it's a flare gun, a Nerf gun, or replica Thor's hammer.
And
there's no point reinventing the wheel after all, but the challenge when using something pre-existing is being able to design the modifications in CAD. One of the tricks we use to help us is simply by taking a top-down picture of the part we want to design. Once we have that, we bring it into Solidworks, which is the CAD software we use. We scale the image, and now we can trace over the image to create a 2D representation of the part. We've done this for many of our projects, and it's something you can do in almost any CAD software without needing a fancy 3D scanner or anything. Even though we have a fancy 3D scanner for some more complex designs we do. And now that we have this outline, let's start making Han's blaster. This video is sponsored by Guns of Boom. Guns of Boom is a super dynamic and easy to play first-person shooter that's available on mobile. It has tons of different weapons, maps, game mods, and other customization. And over 40 million people have joined it within just the first year of it being out. There are constant updates and in-game events. In fact, right now there's a special event with Danny Trejo. It's a super tournament with a free-for-all deathmatch mode and new weapons. Plus, you can play as Mr. Trejo himself. It's easy to play and I've had a ton of fun playing it, and so will you. And I'm pretty good at it too. Install Guns of Boom now using my link below and get a huge starter pack of the Darkstalker helmet, armored jacket, panther pants, machine gun, and gold for your initial game progress. Now, back to our blaster one-day build.
It's starting to look like a gun. I mean, it always looks like a gun. Is that what you want, Tony? Elon?
My measurement was slightly off. I'm just gonna try and get that right on. I've already adjusted in the drawing, so let's laser cut another one.
We're using our Maverick CNC plasma cutter that we got from Elite Metal Tools. EMT helps you find the right tools to make something great.
Alright, let's see if this fits. Pretty good. Not bad. Alright, so we're gonna have to chamfer these edges a bit.
bolted on like that. You just need the 2 parts from the lathe, the detail piece that goes here, and the end cap that goes here. And then the 3D printed wood grip, which goes there. Now we just need to machine some stuff. See if the scope fits. Himself, who invented the Color Restore and has framed it on a quarter cable. So let's see what I can do. Sweet. Ready for painting. So shiny. But it's a lot easier to get like a smooth finish with this as opposed to a grinder. The name's Solo. Hack Solo. Nah, just kidding, but I'm really happy with how this one-day build came out. I think it looks really similar to the one in the movie, and I'm really happy with what we were able to do in such a short amount of time. The funny thing is, it might have only taken 1 day to build, it's taken a week to produce this video. Anyways, the question you guys are all asking is, does it actually work? And yeah, it's a flare gun. So let's go test this. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because you're not going to want to miss the next video on this, where we test it to its limits by actually shooting things and blowing stuff up, including a Death Star.
Hey Owen, did you put the gas in the Death Star?
Yep.
Alright, so make sure you subscribe. You're not going to want to miss us blowing up a Death Star. Now obviously we're not going to have Owen hold the Death Star in the garage while we shoot it because that would just be irresponsible. So we're actually going to go to a friend's farm on some private property, and that's where Owen will hold the Death Star while we shoot it. And a big thank you to Leather Madness for sending me this cool solo jacket. Anyways, let's go shoot that Death Star.